People are terribly serious about death, and that in itself is rather funny. Because if you stop and think about it, death is the one thing in life that is absolutely certain. It is the only promise the universe makes. Everything else is uncertain. You may or may not find love. You may or may not make a fortune. You may or may not get old. But you will certainly die. And if that is the most obvious fact about existence, why treat it like a dreadful secret? Why hush our voices when it comes near? Why act as though it is some terrible accident, some mistake in the system? For death is not a mistake. Death is not a punishment. Death is not the universe somehow malfunctioning. Death is the punchline of the whole affair. It is the trick, the release, the great joke. But of course, most people don't see it that way. We imagine life as a sort of candle and death as someone blowing it out. Life versus death as if they are enemies locked in combat. But that is not how it is at all. And so we cling desperately to the crest, as if we could somehow hold it in place forever. But clinging only makes us anxious. It makes us brittle, because deep down we know, no matter how much we hold, the trough will come. And so our entire culture is built on trying to outwit death. We make religions that promise eternal life, heavens where nothing ever ends, reincarnations where the wheel spins round again. We build pyramids, monuments, legacies, all to say, I was here, I must go on. But this is the joke, because the more you try to escape death, the more it haunts you. Have you ever noticed that people who are most obsessed with life after death seem the least able to enjoy life before death? They are always hedging their bets, always worrying whether they will get the reward or the punishment, whether they are on the right side of the cosmic ledger. Instead of drinking in the present, they are bargaining with the future, and so they miss the point. For the point of the dance is not to get somewhere. The point of the music is not the last note. The point of living is not to arrive at immortality. The point is the dance itself, the play itself. And death is what gives the play its rhythm. Now, you might say, but I don't want to disappear. I don't want to vanish like smoke. And I understand. But consider this, before you were born, for countless ages, you did not exist in the form you know now. Do you remember being worried about it? Were you sitting in the void, fretting, saying, good heavens, I'm not alive yet. What am I to do? Not at all. It never bothered you in the least. And when you die, it will be exactly like that. People imagine death as endless darkness, endless nothing. But endless nothing is not frightening, because it is not experienced. People say, but what will it be like to be dead? That is like asking, what is it like to be not yet born? The question is a nonsense. There is no one there to have the experience. And so the whole fear is a trick of thought. A sleight of hand the mind plays on itself, and when you see through that trick, it is hilarious. It is as if the universe set up this cosmic game of hide and seek. You, the great self, the eternal reality, decided to play a trick on yourself. You pretended to be this little person, born at such and such a time, with such and such a name. You pretended to be vulnerable, separate, isolated, and you pretended so well that you forgot it was a game. You got caught up in the part. And now you worry about your little character dying at the end of the play. But you are not the character. You are the actor. You are the author. You are the whole play. And when the curtain falls, it is not a disaster. It is the end of an act. It is time for the costume to come off. Think of it like going to sleep. Every night you surrender. You let go of your identity, your projects, your fears. You slide into the dark, and what happens? In the morning, you wake refreshed, renewed, ready for another act. And if you did not wake, if the sleep went on forever, you would not be there to complain about it. Death is like that. It is the great letting go, the ultimate relaxation, the cosmic sigh of relief, but we resist it, and that is the source of our torment. We make death solemn, grim, covered in black cloth. We whisper, we bow our heads, we shuffle our feet. But why not laugh? Why not throw a party? Death is the most natural thing in the world. It happens to kings, beggars, saints, and villains alike. It is the great equalizer, the cosmic punchline. Imagine if nobody died. Imagine if everyone who was ever born stayed here forever. The place would be unbearable. A sort of cosmic waiting room packed with endless chatter, with no escape. Death clears the stage so the play can go on. It makes room for new scenes, new characters, new jokes. Without it, life would stagnate. You see, every ending is also a beginning. The sunset is the prelude to the dawn. The falling leaves are the preparation for spring. When you exhale, that is the condition for the next inhale. And when you die, that is the condition for whatever comes next. Now, I am not here to sell you an afterlife. Maybe there is one, maybe not. But the point is, whatever happens, it will be the same you who experiences it. And if there is nothing at all, then there is no problem, for there will be no you to miss it. Either way, there is nothing to fear. So why not see death for what it is? A kind of cosmic joke. The universe saying, got you. Because all along you thought you were this little ego, this fragile self fighting against the tide, and then you discover that the tide is you. You are the ocean, playing at being a wave, and when the wave collapses, the ocean laughs. I sometimes think of funerals. Everyone gathers, solemn and serious, talking in hushed voices. But the person who died is the only one who isn't worried. They have let go. It is the living who fuss and frown, as if holding on to their seriousness will somehow keep them safe. But seriousness has never saved anyone. Laughter, on the other hand, is far closer to wisdom. When you laugh, you surrender, you stop fighting, you let life wash through you. And so, to laugh at death is the most profoundly sane thing you can do. And maybe that is why so many of the wise men and women throughout history seem to have a twinkle in their eye. They knew the joke. They saw through the solemnity, the self-importance, the endless striving. They knew that all our pomp and circumstance ends in the same place. And instead of being horrified, they found it liberating. For if death is certain, then you are free. Free to dance, free to sing, free to love. You have nothing to lose, because the loss is guaranteed. The very fragility of life is what makes it precious. So what would it be like if we really got the joke? If instead of trembling at death, we embraced it as part of the rhythm, we would live differently. We would stop hoarding moments, trying to make them last. We would stop worrying about what comes next. We would stop postponing joy. Instead, we would play. We would throw ourselves into the music with abandon, knowing that the end is coming. And that is precisely what makes the song beautiful. The trouble with human beings is that we take ourselves too seriously. We think the universe depends on our survival. But the universe has been going on for billions of years before you and me, and it will go on for billions more. We are like bubbles on the surface of a stream. We pop, and new bubbles form. The stream laughs all the while. So I invite you to consider death not as the grim destroyer, but as the punchline, the final wink of the cosmos. You came out of this world in the first place just as a tree grows apples, and when you fall, you go back. The apple never really left the tree. And you never really leave the universe. You only change your costume. And when the show is over, you take a bow, and the audience claps, and the lights go down. and then, perhaps, a new play begins. Either way, it is all right. Either way, the joke is on us, and the sooner we can laugh along with it, the lighter we will become. So when death comes, don't greet it with fear. Greet it with a smile, with a laugh, as if an old friend had just whispered the punchline to the longest running comedy in existence.